We are witnessing Lehman Brothers style margin calls in the aftermath of the biggest stock market wipeout in U.S. history, Michael Snyder reports. We have never seen so much stock market wealth get wiped out in such a short period of time. Unfortunately, many major players on Wall Street that made a ton of money on the way up were not prepared for a rapid reversal of this magnitude. In the article I posted Friday, I wrote that a lot of financial institutions that are deeply overextended could quickly find themselves in a tremendous amount of trouble, and that is definitely turning out to be quite accurate. All of a sudden, hedge funds are being hit with absolutely enormous margin calls, and this threatens to create a doom loop which could potentially push stocks prices a lot lower. The panic that we're witnessing on Wall Street right now is very real. Since January 17, more than $11 trillion in stock market wealth has been wiped out. In fact, a total of $6.6 trillion in stock market wealth is wiped out on just Thursday and Friday. Roughly $11.1 trillion has been wiped away from the U.S. stock market since January 17, the Friday before President Trump took the oath of office and began his second term, according to data from Dow Jones Market Data. Some $6.6 trillion of that figure was lost on Thursday and Friday alone, the largest two-day wipeout of shareholder value on record, Dow Jones data showed. We've seen larger percentage drops over the course of 2 days, but in dollar terms, we have never seen stock prices drop as much as they did during that 2-day period. Markets have seen bigger percentage drops, such as in 1929 when they tumbled 25% over October 28 and 29 that year, but never as much as in dollar terms. This was truly historic. And now a lot of people are concerned that we could potentially see a Black Monday or a Black Tuesday. The sell-off that followed President Trump's Liberation Day tariff announcement was large by any measure. A Black Thursday and a Black Friday. If they are followed by a Black Monday and Tuesday, then everyone is in trouble. Hopefully, global financial markets will start to stabilize soon, but it certainly has not happened yet. During an interview with CNN, Agriculture Treasury Brooke Rollins openly admitted that the White House knew that there would be an uncertainty. The idea that we did not know that there would be some uncertainty is not true. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins said on CNN's State of the Union, "We knew there would be uncertainty." But Rollins urged Americans not to look at Thursday and Friday's trading and say, the world is ending, the markets are crashing. Instead, she argued the markets are adjusting. I would not call this an adjustment. The NASDAQ is already in bear market territory. I would call this a crash. But Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is insisting that most Americans don't look at the day-to-day fluctuations of the financial markets. In an interview with NBC News, Meet the Press, Bessent called it a false narrative that people who are close to retiring may be reluctant after their retirement savings may have dropped last week because of the stock market downturn. I think it's a false narrative, he told moderator Kristen Welker. Americans who want to retire right now, the Americans who put away for years in their savings account, I think they don't look at the day-to-day fluctuations. I understand that they're trying to keep everyone calm, but it is not working. At this point, even the largest Wall Street banks are officially freaking out. They are hitting hedge funds with Lehman-Style margin calls. Hedge funds are facing Lehman-Style margin calls as a market crash triggered by President Trump's tariff raises fears of a looming Black Monday. The market's sharp downturn has forced hedge funds to sell off assets, with major Wall Street banks demanding collateral after the value of holdings sharply declined, according to sources familiar with the situation. There is now fear that these margin calls could create cycles of forced selling that could drive stock prices down to extremely painful levels. The sheer panic that we witnessed in New York on Friday was unlike anything that we have seen since the darkest days of 2008. Rates, equities, and oil were all down significantly, and it was the broad market movement that caused the scale of the margin calls, one prime brokerage executive told Financial Times. Well, another prime brokerage executive noted, we are proactively reaching out to clients to assess risks across their entire portfolios. Prime brokerage teams on Wall Street, which lend money to hedge funds, held all hands on deck meetings on Friday and prepare for the increasing volume of margin calls, sources told the Financial Times. Wow, this is all happening so fast. A lot of major players that were way out on a limb are going to are going to end up getting their clocks cleaned. Leverage can be so seductive. On the way up, it can help you make tremendous amount of money, but on the way down, it can feel like the world is ending. As I've always warned my readers, you only make money in the stock market if you get out in time. Wall Street loves stability because stability leads to predictability. Unfortunately for Wall Street, we have now entered times that are going to be extremely unstable. A number of my readers have pointed out to me that the stock market was way overdue for a correction, and I agree with that assessment very much. But what we're witnessing at the moment is not just another run-of-the-mill correction. What we're witnessing is a full-fledged panic. Will the White House be able to settle the markets down? I don't know, but I will definitely be watching. Without a doubt, it appears that a very interesting week is ahead of us. And this is by Michael Snyder on the Economic Collapse blog. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. About the author, Michael Snyder's new book, a blockbuster entitled Why, is available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He also has written 8 other books available on Amazon, including Chaos, End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of Future America, The Beginning of the End, Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the most important news. And he always freely and happily allows others to publish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.